Hello, everybody. Welcome to our podcast.
What number are we on? 4?
Yeah, this is our 4th.
Woo!
We are very excited because I don't care if one person listens to this for the rest of our lives. I just love talking and I don't know.
We're just kind of doing it for fun, so.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
We're
so we're still doing our YouTube thing because why not? And we have our little headbands on right now. I have little kitty ears and
antlers.
Stacy.
I call them antlers, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
because
that's weird.
they're not antlers.
She has eyeballs on the top of her head.
Eyeball antlers, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Eyeball antlers.
No. Anyway, there was something I wanted. Yeah. So this is our first October episode, and it's my birthday month.
This is Caitlin's last month
of being in my 20s.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
I'm not sure how to feel about it. If there is anything to feel about it.
My advice to her was 30s are great because I just felt like when I turned 30, I just kind of knew who I was a bit more. Maybe not when I turned 30. I think maybe lower to upper 30s. That's where I'm at. No, I used to be someone who just always constantly said yes, and I would not ever say no, and then I would regret it and feel terrible about it. And I don't know, these past 2 years, I've really learned to just be like, no, I can't. And that was
you are good at that. Yeah,
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I've seen you getting better. I've known you for a minute.
But I've gotten better. I used to be terrible. I would always say no, and then I'd be canceling at the last minute, which I feel like is worse than canceling.
You did used to do that.
Yes, all the time.
Even with me.
With everyone. It's just what I did. But I feel like in my 30s is when you just kind of embrace who you are. Yeah. So you can look forward to that, and you can kind of not feel like you need to keep up with the Joneses or.
Well, that's kind of the big difference between you and I is I love saying no to people.
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
I just really enjoy my boundaries.
Yeah.
And although people have crossed them, in the past relationships that I've had, of course I want to do what I can to please and support and help, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, sorry, there's flies in here.
Not because it's dirty.
We left the door open. But I think now, looking back over the past 10 years, I definitely, for sure, know myself a lot more. And then, along that same, boundary theme, you've talked about, because I know myself, oh, damn it, my sister-in-law's calling me. Oops, sorry. She's going to have to wait.
Sorry if you're watching.
I called her, call me back as soon as you can. And, no, not right now. No. Anyway, but because I know myself a lot more, I'm able to know when to say no, when I probably would have said yes before because I didn't know myself.
Yeah.
Not that I was oh, okay, if that's what you want, blah, blah, blah. No, I know myself. I'm no, screw that, bye. Especially when it comes to dating and boys. I don't know, boys are dumb. But anyway.
They are dumb.
We have some.
So it's gonna be it's gonna be really great to celebrate. Yeah, I'm
almost Halloween pretzel. An almost Halloween birthday, October 30th. Scorpio right here. Mm-hmm. Stacy's a Libra. No, Aries. Sorry, why did I think that?
Josh is a Libra.
Josh is a Libra. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My husband and I are exact opposites on the on the zodiac,
on all the scales.
On all the scales, we are exact opposites. But it makes it kind of interesting because I guess
you fight and then you fight really well and then you get along really well. It's those
do we? No. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I'm not saying well as in healthy. I'm not here for your fights. I don't know. But
no, but it's really cool because
it can be intense and then on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, but it's really funny because we've learned to joke about it. I guess it's another thing in your 30s. You kind of learn to just not get so angry.
Just kind of laugh.
And just kind of let it go. if I ask him a question in my brain, I already know that he's gonna say the exact opposite thing that I think. Like, I already know this in my brain. I'm like, okay, I think I want it to be white, and he's gonna say I want it to be black. And sure enough, he always says I want it to be black. You know what I mean? He's just always the complete opposite, and I always just laugh. I'm just like, I knew you were gonna say that. But it kind of helps us find a middle balance. But he is a typical Libra, like through and through. Always has to balance things. I'm an Aries. I would say you're pretty on point
with being a Scorpio.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Always thinking about murder. Creepy. No, the most actual. I read a story about like actual serial killers. And they had like the biggest prolific like serial killers in history, and none of them were Scorpios, and a lot of them were Sagittarius and Gemini.
So Gemini,
makes a lot of sense.
Everybody knows,
especially
two-faced.
Yeah,
I mean,
why
that
not?
is
They're
like,
the psychopaths if they're super unhealthy, right?
Well, Geminis always are just two-faced. That's just like they're known.
I have the hardest time with Gemini men and Leo men. Maybe just men. Who knows?
Someday we're gonna come on here and be like, Caitlin has found the love of her life. She's getting married tomorrow.
Yeah, to a woman. I don't know.
No, Caitlin, you will find a guy. She wants to have babies and a family. Not that you couldn't if you married a woman. I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know. You're fine.
Well, for anyone listening, I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't generalizing that at all.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway. Honestly. Anyway.
But, yeah. So, what would you say is the one trait that defines Scorpio?
Intensely passionate.
Okay. That's like the number one trait.
Yeah. Feels hard on a lot of things. Generally, I mean, it varies, I guess, based on the person and how they grew up and their influences. But especially in relationships.
No, I mean, just
time,
when you Google it, like, what is the number one trait?
yes.
Just so everybody knows, I'm drinking this right now. It's called Shadow Acronym, or Acronym Shadow.
Shows backwards on the video.
Oh, really?
Like, I know.
But the label's really cool.
That
You
is
guys
really
who are
neat.
just listening and can't see.
What do they call that design?
It's like a crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's like BYOW, TMI, BFFN, BRB, OIC, which I couldn't figure that one out, ASAP. So it's really cool if you guys get a chance to check it out. This is the Shadow Red Blend.
I decided to go the trashier route with the old box wine.
It's okay.
Anyway,
It's okay.
no, yeah, the classic trait for a Scorpio is definitely the passion and the intensity. We feel very strongly, and Scorpios are the only ones in the zodiac that has a totem. Did you know that?
No.
Do you know what I mean though? Like, so for people who don't know, and there's varying, when you look it up, there's varying articles out there that have a few differences, but generally, so it depends on the level of development. So when you have a Scorpio who is at a low level of development, they are considered a Scorpion. They are very ruled by their anger. That is the other thing that is very common with Scorpios, is like their anger. But like, I have never known that to be true.
For you?
It is definitely the first emotion that I feel, but I do not act on it.
Okay.
Because like, I grew up in a wonderful home, a mother who like taught me to think before I speak. And to before I act, for sure. But like, and with 3 older brothers too, it was very challenging, and they definitely what do you call it?
Caitlin's a twin.
Tested me.
In case
Yeah,
everyone-
I'm a twin, and I have 3 older brothers, and we're all within 3 years of each other.
Crazy.
So anyway,
And
but
Caitlin's twin is not even coming to celebrate their 30th birthday together.
yeah, that's really sad.
But her other brother is.
Yeah, my middle brother. He's probably my favorite. Don't tell him I said that, or anybody. Just forget that I said that.
Her mommy's coming.
Yeah, my mom is coming. She's my bestie, and
My mom's my bestie too.
Yeah,
I love
that's
my
what we have in
mom.
common.
I
We should
know.
have our moms meet,
They would probably really like each other.
probably.
They
But my
would.
mom doesn't drink, so
That's okay. My mom doesn't care. My mom's not like a drinker. She has like 2 glasses of wine and she's done.
does she get loosey goosey after 2?
Totally loosey goosey. But her thing is, she thinks that she can only get loosey goosey from wine at a restaurant. She swears on her
Are
life.
you serious?
I am
God,
serious.
you are her daughter.
She swears on her life that they do not work at home. They only work at a restaurant.
Wow.
So they always go to these fancy restaurants, and they have a condo in Ocean City, Maryland, and they go to all these cool restaurants, and they're both, my dad was a dentist, so he's retired, and they're just kind of,
I mean, I
hanging
will
out.
say that, sorry, I'm talking with my mouth
no,
full.
it's okay.
This cheese is delightful.
It is. This is a Colby Jack cheese we're eating, and it's really good. It's not just like the normal cheese that you get at the
It's
grocery
a
store.
little
It's-
more high-end.
Yeah, they cut it off the big wheel for me.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's really neat.
I know. I thought it was really cool.
Uh-oh, what fell?
Anyways,
No, yeah, I feel like it is a little bit different with being at home versus out.
do you think so? If you drink a glass of wine
But
at home.
There's so many variables.
No,
though.
wait. This is a real question. This
Okay.
is a question to all of you too. Please write in and let us know.
Yeah.
If you drink 2 glasses of wine at home versus drinking 2 glasses of wine at a restaurant, do you feel more tipsy at the restaurant or at home?
And you have to have the same amount of like food and water in your system.
Right. Like,
Because
you're
that
just-
matters.
You're out and you're sitting down and you're having 2 glasses of wine. Like, we've had a few glasses of wine.
Probably 3 at this point.
Probably
I'm a little ahead of
3.
you.
Yeah, Caitlin's ahead of me. I think that I just poured my 3rd. Caitlin's on going on. But we don't pull like
About to do the
full.
pour.
We don't pour.
What?
We don't pour full glasses. Yeah, right? We don't.
We don't pull our own glass.
Actually, I always used to say that's a healthy pool. You know.
Oh, your accent?
No, of alcohol, that's a healthy pool. Like, never mind. Just delete.
I don't get it.
You don't need to-
Delete that.
All right, we've had a bit of wine. Not gonna lie. But do you think you get more tipsy of from drinking wine at a restaurant as opposed to drinking wine at home?
You're asking me?
I'm asking. Yes, I'm asking you. I'm looking at you.
Yes, I guess no one else can answer but me.
Sorry, no.
I know the plants. Honestly, thinking about it, it's hard to say. I could see, but sometimes before I go to a restaurant, I'll definitely pregame because so I won't have to spend as much money at the
Oh
restaurant.
my gosh, guys, we went to Top
So
Golf.
that is hard to say.
We went to Top
Oh
Golf
yeah, last week.
I got a
2 weeks.
glass.
Last week.
for Josh's birthday.
Last week, right?
Was it?
Was it already? No, 2 weeks ago.
2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
I went to Top Golf. I didn't pregame at all because I was taking care of our sick kitty that died that
Poor
we told you about
baby.
last
Oh yeah,
week.
that's right. Poor baby.
So we were at Top Golf and it was Josh's birthday and I know he wanted me to like stop being sad and have fun, so I ordered a glass of
Chardonnay.
oh, I'm not a Chard girl.
Or
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
I ordered a glass of Sauv Blanc. I didn't specify anything. It had to have been the house, which was a Kim Crawford, which I like Kim Crawford. It's pretty good.
Right, they probably used the old Max line for their.
No, I watched.
you watched them
It
pour
was
it?
a Kim Crawford bottle. Anyways, we get the bill, and my Kim Crawford, one glass of Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc was $20. You can buy.
That was the biggest scam in American history.
You can buy the entire bottle of Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc for $12. I know, I have purchased it. Like, I was like, oh my God. But do you know what the most disgusting thing was?
What?
I went and I ordered 3 more.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
No, 2 more. I had 3 total.
What else are you gonna
So
do?
I bought like 15 bottles of 3 glasses. It was ridiculous.
But I don't know.
It was out of control.
That is pretty wild. Not gonna lie.
But I feel like I maybe got more tipsy because it was $20, and I was like, I must get drunk off of this one.
Like you were determined to get drunk.
to. Hi, Daddy Lou.
Oh, does she want to make an appearance, little Sophia? You want to
Sophia's
say hi?
here. Say hi, Lovey.
She's bored.
Hi.
Can you say hi?
Hi. Hi. Sophia's here. She
All right.
loves cheese.
So we have a theme for today.
yes.
You
So
want to go over that?
our theme for today, we are kind of trying to stick with the spooky theme this
For
month.
Halloween. Yes.
And oh, don't spill them.
I see that.
Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about the 19 Crimes brand of wine. We thought this would be cool because I found this wine probably 6 years ago.
Yeah.
whenever we went to Kroger, that's our local grocery store around here in Tennessee.
It's like for the Midwesterners, it's like Baker's.
It's like Giant Eagle or what's it called?
What about the West Coast? What's their go-to?
I'm not sure. West Coast people.
Yeah, we're not from
Let
there,
us know.
So. It's like
ears
other than Walmart, it's like your other like.
It's like Publix. Does everywhere have Publix?
No.
Okay, I don't know. It's
Publix
like
started in Florida, and it's really mostly on the east.
well, it's
side.
not like an Aldi or like a Piggly Wiggly or anything like that.
No.
It's an upper scale grocery store.
Yeah,
They
because
have-
Piggly Wiggly is definitely on a lower chain.
No, I mean I got this cheese cut off of a wheel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a Whole Foods. It's
No.
a little less.
It's just a mid-range grocery store.
Anyways,
Anyway.
in our state they carry wine and they actually carry a pretty good selection.
Yeah, they do.
A really nice selection of wine. They have some really good wines there. But anyways, we went about 6 years ago and I wanted a Halloween wine.
Sophia.
I don't know why. I just wanted something with like a spooky label.
Kind of a theme
Yeah.
for- yeah.
So this one was there and it's called 19 Crimes and it has a picture of an inmate on it. And I thought, man, that is really spooky. So I bought it.
Yeah, it looks like scandalous or
It
something.
looks spooky, like it's
Cracker.
like haunted or something like that. So that's why we thought this would be a really cool thing to talk about today. So Caitlin does not know this story,
No.
And
And
I'm-
I just put more food in my mouth.
but I'm gonna inform her about this story as well as you guys. So I did some research, and it's a little more structured than Caitlin's, but maybe not because
Wow, I can't believe. When am I gonna get great?
I'm just kidding around. My ears are not my antlers.
enough.
What are they called? Eyeballs.
Just a headband with eyeballs on top of it.
All right. Anyways, so I looked it up. 19 Crimes wine is actually really cool because it's the first wine that has used AR, which is augmented reality, to market their wine, which is really neat.
Which is very progressive. I feel like that is like
So
super
progressive.
cool. Why aren't more
Especially
people doing that?
6 years ago, 7 years ago. It's actually 7 years ago.
Wow.
So that was like a huge thing. They're the first people to ever do that. They made an app. That's what it's called. They made an app.
So they were the creators of the app that you showed me earlier.
Yes. So they created
Okay.
this app called Living Wine Labels. Living Wine Labels app. And they launched 7 years ago. And the company is called Treasury Wine Estates. And they're the ones who created this 19 Crimes brand.
Okay.
Okay, so they were like, okay, we're gonna launch this brand called 19 Crimes. And the story behind it is they're gonna feature all of these people, not even feature, they're like celebrating them. They think that their rebellious spirit was great. So that's kind of
Ooh,
like
I like
the
that.
spirit they're going with for all of these wines. So they decided they were gonna celebrate all of these people. There's 160,000 people.
What?
Caitlin's chomping down.
Really?
And these are all people that were exiled from Britain
Oh.
to Australia because they committed one of these 19 crimes.
That
So-
they determined, like.
So there are 19 crimes.
Okay.
These are like the worst crimes that you could commit in Britain. There's 19 of them, and I will
Oh.
tell you them in 1 minute.
Sorry.
But anyone who committed these 19 crimes, instead of putting them to death, they were exiled to Australia.
Yeah.
So they
wow.
needed to get on a boat.
So that's even worse than death, no? Or
Yes, because at that point, Australia was just an island, so they just kind of like shipped them over. This is the 18th century. I'm sorry, the 18th century is when this happened.
So there was like 4 people in Australia at that point.
Right. Well, I don't know what Australia looked like. If you guys are from Australia, let us know. But yeah, it was supposedly just like,
There was probably like small, like.
well, it wasn't
Setup.
Britain. Like Britain was a superpower, so there's like Australia's a random island in the middle of the ocean. We're just
Did
gonna...
Britain overcome or like overtake Australia at that point because they're
Yes.
what do you call it? Wow.
They did. Let me find that exact. I don't. When I get to it, I will let you know. But
But you know what I mean, right?
they took it over.
Yeah, like they're a
Yeah,
British
I think they must have.
owned.
Not now, they're not, but they might have been at that time.
But yeah, so that's
I believe so.
a part of the British Empire at the time.
Right.
That's what I'm going for.
Yes, I believe so. So They put them on a boat. All these people who committed one of these 19 crimes. They put them on a boat. Yes, they went. We have a boat, and Sophia goes swimming, so that's why she's seeing that. Yeah. So a lot of people died on the way.
Oh, because duh. That's a long
They
journey.
told me it is a long journey, but they did say. Okay.
So is this specific for that bottle? What you're reading?
No. So this entire process where they, rather than death, they decided to transport them. It started in 1788.
Oh wow.
And many of the lawless people died at sea. And whoever made it to shore, just a new world awaited them, and it wasn't like anything. They
So
just
that's
had to
why
move.
Australia is the Florida of kind of like the other side of the world.
But they did. These people actually built a new society, a new community. So honestly, if I was them, I would want to be transported rather than die.
Yeah,
they get
and
to
try
go
to
to
make
a
a life
whole.
for yourself.
I mean, Australia's cool.
Yeah.
I want to go to Australia, and they get to start a whole new country, colony. So it's pretty neat. But anyways, all of these bottles showcase one of these inmates, and then on the cork, when you open the cork, there's a number on the cork, and it tells you which crime the person on the label committed.
That's
Which is
cool.
really,
Have
really
you
neat.
had this label before? Are we gonna find that out right now?
I have not had this label. This is the 2018 red one. Have you had this one?
I've tasted it, but I haven't like
Okay, so
done any research. Or
what you do
done any of
is
that.
you take this bottle, you download the app called Living Wine Labels, and then you point your phone, once you're in the app, you point your phone at the label, and then the label actually talks to you.
Sorry. I've seen it happen before, like obviously this episode. I've seen people who have that app, and it is so cool. Like this label is literally coming to life. Like it is
It's
kind
really
of bizarre.
cool.
Yeah. We're gonna post it on our Instagram.
Yeah, we'll post it on
at
Instagram.
GTV,
We'll post it on our
the TV.
Yeah, the IGTV. We'll post
Yeah.
it on Facebook, and we'll post it on
Yeah, this is, if anything, that's the reason why you should buy this one, because like
It's so cool.
super cool.
And a really cool fact, before we get into like the other back facts of the label, which are really neat, Snoop Dogg
Oh yeah.
just came out with his own label with 19 crimes, and it's called Cali Red. And he's on the label, and when you scan it, he talks to you, and it's really cool. We haven't tried the wine yet, but we saw the label on their website, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Give her some. It's all right.
Well, I don't know. It's
It's okay.
sweet.
I know.
Sorry.
She's eating the pretzels. Okay,
Those are my presents, girl.
so do you want to open this? I guess
Yeah, I'll
you
get
want
it.
to open it?
Yeah. Hold
Okay.
on a sec.
So wait. First, we got to scan the label. We're really excited about this. If
Well,
any
no,
of you,
We can't. We don't have a phone to scan the label.
oh no. Okay, so we're gonna scan the label and like
Later.
later. Do you want to pause it and scan the label and then talk about what it said?
We'll do that on the IGTV.
Okay. We're gonna do it later.
Pumpkin.
You know.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
do that later. Sorry.
So
we're
anyways-
using all of our technology.
Yeah, we're using all. There's a pumpkin.
Do you want me to open this?
No, you got to use the cutter. Do you guys use a cutter before you? No, I have my cutter. I brought it. Here.
Some of
Caitlin is
these are-
manhandling this bottle. Oh my gosh! Stop. Here. Stop.
Some of them are easier than
Stop.
others. I got it.
Caitlin will
This one's
not
harder.
ever be a sommelier. Sommelier. I can't even say it.
Sometimes these little
many
bits
ones.
are a lot easier to get
Use
off.
the cutter.
Sometimes I can just like pop it right up, but not this one. Sorry. I don't know if I can do it now.
Caitlin is something else. But anyways,
Thanks.
so for all of you who cannot see this bottle that we're talking about, there's a picture on each bottle. It's like a sepia tone, like a brown
Yeah, like this.
kind of thing.
like a mugshot.
And
An old-time mugshot.
Yeah, it's an old-time mugshot
Yeah.
of one of the prisoners, and it's an actual person. And they've actually put their first picture of a woman prisoner on their
Really?
on their wine called Hard Shard. You know, like
Hard.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
That's
funny.
pretty neat.
I have not tried it yet. I believe her name was Jane. I know
You're not a Chardonnay fan.
I'm not a Chardonnay fan, but I
Alright,
believe
it's
her
about
name
to get
was
loud.
Jane.
I'm gonna open this thing.
And I'm not quite sure which crime she committed, but I could find out really.
Well, what about the label that we're about to, or do we want to talk about that later?
Well, I don't know about the label because I have not done the thing. Yeah. Okay, her name was Jane Castings, the first woman, and she's on the hard shard. And she was actually committed for stealing bacon. Yeah.
What? That's one of the 19 crimes?
Yes, I'm going to tell you the 19 crimes. They are actually dumb.
Wow.
They're pretty dumb.
I'm so sad in America.
So we're going to finish this. But anyways, before we taste this wine,
do you want to talk about what this one was?
yeah, what's the label say?
So this label is number 14, counterfeiting the copper coin.
Ooh, so this guy, do we know who
backwards.
this guy is? Does it say his name?
No,
No, we're going to find out his name later. So stay tuned and we will tell you his name.
Wow, so he was counterfeiting money. Like, that's an actual,
That's a
like,
crime.
legitimate crime
Yeah.
that's still around today. Not, I mean, stealing.
Stealing bacon.
Stealing, it's fine.
Bacon.
Oh. Stealing
Stealing
is not
bacon.
okay, just so everybody knows. But, like, as far as, like, an...
Okay, so just so you know, the very first wine that they introduced, they on their corks were crimes 1 through 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first one they released was a cab, which is really good, and then they did 2 red blends, and crime number 1 is grand larceny, which okay,
Sure. That's still around today. And that's stealing bacon.
Crime
Stealing,
number
yes.
5,
What?
impersonating an Egyptian. Yeah, like-
Are you serious?
I am
I want to
serious.
get a bottle that has that one.
I know I would too, but that was one of their red blends, so maybe we could have. We have a red. Oh no, we have just red wine. Does that
I
count?
guess that counts as a red blend.
I don't know. But anyways, these guys at Treasury Wines, they were the first ones to ever do this app thing, and they were so smart because they totally focused on millennials. And
Right,
their
and
wine
you-
skyrocketed. It was the fastest growing wine that has ever hit the market.
Yeah.
And it's now a global thing.
Sensation.
Yeah, and they actually did a test of this, which is really cool, at, you know, a wine tasting. So you go in and people taste the wine, and people usually bought like 18 bottles was like the average.
Not 19.
No, 18. So whenever they
Bad
did
joke.
it,
Bad joke.
whenever they did it with the 19 crimes, they went to like an in-person tasting. I believe so at their winery is what I'm talking about.
Where is the winery?
I
Does it say?
think California. No, Australia.
Oh, duh.
Sorry, that
Burp.
was so dumb.
We knew that.
Oh my god, we knew Australia.
Sorry.
So, when they did the tastings, they incorporated this new app, this new technology where you scan the label. So rather than people buying 18 bottles, their average went to 18 cases. Can you believe that?
Wow, just because of
Just
the technology.
because of the technology, because people felt like they were part of the story. Just like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I wonder if we could get one with that cork. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look for that. and,
like that is so neat. So we
Right.
want to buy these wines, and we can get the different corks, and we can collect them. They've become collectible, and it's
Ooh,
just
yeah, you
it's
gotta
kind
send
of
this
neat.
one.
Like, can we get all 19 crimes?
Ooh,
Like that's
we should do
pretty
that.
fun, and then you can make like a little thing on your wall. I don't know.
Yeah.
Their marketing person has just done a wonderful job.
That is so true.
They've come out with so many more blends and brands. There's a Shiraz, there's a dark red blend. They've got more white wines.
Are they adding new like people, or it's all kind of the same filters? Because they only have so many. Obviously, they can only do the red blends and the Chardonnays and the Cab. Like, there's only so many varieties of wine.
Right. I don't know that answer. That might be something we could look into.
So I'm sure, like, because I've seen this label before
Okay,
with
okay.
this dude.
You've seen that
So
guy
I'm
before?
curious.
I wonder
like,
if he's always on the same bottle. That would
that's,
be really
that's
interesting.
that was my question. If-
I'm not sure if he's always on the same bottle. Stop it, baby.
Because I've seen it before. If like every so many bottles that they produce of this red wine, they'll switch it out with another one.
Yeah, I
You know
understand
mean?
what you're saying. I'm not sure. But I do know
I'm pretty
that...
sure they're not short of criminals.
No, they have 160,000 of them, but I guess people died. I mean, I don't know.
I'm pretty
They
sure
have
this
their
guy's
picture.
dead. He looks dead.
Well, he's
because
dead
it looks
now.
like a really old
It was
picture.
1788.
Yeah.
So he's definitely dead.
See, his face is right on the website.
Yeah, he must be the main guy. Okay,
Yeah.
so here are all the 19 crimes. Ready?
Yes. You guys
Number
ready?
1.
Oh boy.
Grand larceny, theft above the value of 1 shilling. Number 2, petty larceny, theft under 1 shilling. So no matter what, if you steal something, you're just done.
I wonder, what is 1 shilling in our money today?
We can Google that. Ask Alexa. Number 3, buying
No.
or receiving stolen goods, jewels, and plates. Number 4, stealing lead, iron, or copper, or buying or receiving these things. Number 5, impersonating an Egyptian. Number 6, stealing from furnished lodgings, which is weird. Number 7, setting fire to underwood. Number 8, stealing letters, advancing the postage.
Setting fire to what?
Underwood?
What is, like wood?
Like wood.
Or maybe like a,
Like
sorry, go ahead.
bad wood? I mean, like wood that
Like
shouldn't
wood
be
that is
set
under
fire
a
to.
house?
Wood that's under something.
Yeah.
Stealing letters, advancing the postage, and secreting the money, which is bad. Assault with an intent to rob. They were really into
Robbing?
stealing.
Stealing.
Like, stealing was the worst. This one's crazy. Stealing fish from a pond or river.
Like, not fishing.
This is something that I would have been convicted of and transported to Australia. And I
What?
probably wouldn't have been sad because Australia's cool. Stealing roots, trees, or plants.
Oh yeah, that is your jam.
I steal roots, trees, or
You are
plants
such a criminal.
from every place that I go because I want to take them and root them in my
Yeah,
own house. So
you do.
and then I let them flourish. I am not really I mean, I am stealing. I break a little root off of a little leaf, root it. Anyways, I'd be in Australia.
That would
I'd be on
definitely be
this
a
bottle.
crime.
This is me. Bigamy. What was that?
I went at her.
Okay.
Where does he
Hold on, Matthew. Okay, so this one, assaulting, cutting, or burning clothes. All you
Oh.
fashion designers out there, you'd be shipped
That must have been a
off.
thing back then.
Man, counterfeiting a copper coin, clandestine marriage, stealing a shroud out of a grave.
So,
I mean, grave robbing,
Yeah.
obviously. Watermen carrying too many passengers on dives if any drowned. So if you were in a boat and people drowned.
all right.
Incorrigible rogues who broke out of prison and persons reprieved from capital punishment. And basically
Last
stealing
one
from
is-
naval stores. Stealing.
Oh, stealing from
Naval
naval
stores.
things. Okay.
So we don't want to do
That is like an interesting, like not murder. Is
It's
that
all-
is not on
Yeah,
there?
why is murder not
Why
on
is
there?
murder not on there?
Maybe people didn't do that back then.
Um,
1788.
I'm pretty sure people did.
You think?
It happened all the time. Like,
I just
really,
feel like the world is terrible.
well,
now.
there wasn't that much justice for like murder because I feel like people back then were like, "Oh, you killed him because he stole your cow."
Oh.
Then they were like, "That's justified, so
Yeah.
you're fine." It probably
Yeah,
wasn't
maybe
an
with
actual
labels,
crime, which no, I had to admit. Gosh, we should have looked that up.
We should have what? Looked what up?
What murder crimes were like back then?
Yeah, you're right.
Because this
It's
is
not
ridiculous.
too late. Can we take a really quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Right back. Sophia needs a diaper change.
Hold on.